Today's production is about dealing with a parent's inability to remain as mobile as they were in the past. Our parents' age, we cannot control that part of life, and some parents are able to be more mobile than not, depending on their circumstances. My father is 94, and at 93, he called me and said, "I'm having trouble getting out of bed on my own." Now, the first thing we had done to help him out a year prior was to add the device that my parent can grab and pull themselves up and help them get off the bed. Now, my parents, of course, wanted to buy a bed that was higher off the ground than their legs were long. And my father's great solution was, let's just put the scale over here and I can step on it. And fortunately, he never slipped and fell on his back, but it was precarious at best. So in this case, my father, who gets up a couple times a night, needed someone to help sit him up. So I went and stayed with my dad for a whole week. I stayed there every single night and helped him get up. I don't care how many times it was. I slept right next to him, and I was determined to see if he could improve. And every night was exactly the same. He either couldn't get up or wouldn't get up. I'm not sure which, because as I've told you, I'm not a physician. All I know is what I observe. So I helped sit my dad up. I would help get him back into the bed, and I did it however many times he needed, because I love my dad. And after a week of being at my father's, I decided there's something else that needs to be done. And so we contacted Acute Rehab and asked them if they would accept my father and work him back to a stronger position. And of course, they were more than happy to take him. But because my father is so healthy, he just was not big on exercise, and so his mobility was waning. The acute rehab place said, "You can come see us, but it's going to cost you $800 a day." Well, a week or a month, even at that rate, if it meant my father could walk for the rest of his life, that was worth it. If I had to take out a loan, I would have taken out a loan. I understand this is not available to everybody. However, had he been discharged from the hospital, it would have been covered. So we packed my papa up and took him over to the acute rehab and had him placed in a room, and they started off assessing and doing work on him. Now, my father, being from the World War II and Depression era, did not really know it was $800 a day, but he knew we were paying his way. So the second day he was there, some strange miracle happened in terms of him needing to go to the hospital. And by miracle, there was nothing really wrong with him. He had some kind of an episode where he appeared to have passed out. The hospital never figured out what really happened, because he did it again in the hospital and it was like he was asleep. However, that got him to the hospital and ran him through a bunch more tests, which he passed all of, and his acute rehab was paid for. Now, that's not the purpose of this session. This session is really about what acute rehab did for him. They had him walking 350 feet a day, and after 2 to 2.5 weeks, it was determined that he was capable of either returning home with care or going someplace with care, and provided he stabilized for a month, he could go home. So the acute rehab provides resources that can help your parent get back on their feet. Is it the same as the standard rehab after you have a hip replaced? No, it is incredibly intense. And they get hours of rehab every single day. So when your parents' mobility issues are lessening, weakening, declining, and you have any way to get them into acute rehab, you have a good opportunity to get them back on their feet, get them walking, get them mobile, get them in charge of their own independence. And it's a service that's generally available in most communities. Alternatively, you can hire someone to come into the home and do some rehab, but generally home health is not a service that provides multiple hours a day. So the acute rehab is a safety net that can help your father or mother get back on their feet. Stay tuned for some other episodes of how we helped my parents as they were aging and declining. Thank you for joining Lynn's Light. We hope the ideas, the creativity, and the issues that we went through with our family can be applied to you for generations to come. We all have aging family members, and all we want to do is empower you. This is never intended to be legal advice. Good luck.